Hey guys, Deggers here from Go Boxing TV, and today I want to ask the question, is boxing corrupt? Before we actually get into it and I give you my opinions and before you comment with your opinions, I just want to show you a few clips from over the years from some controversial decisions in the sport of boxing that has people questioning the corruption in the sport.
If anybody with one eye and 90 years old can tell me that Floyd Mayweather didn't score at least 40 blows in those 3 rounds, Floyd Mayweather won that bout. He won every round. And I said, with all due respect, I will not be involved in an organization that cheats young men out of their right to have a gold medal. And there's my resignation.
We all know I got ripped up, I got to live with it, I'm just going to, take my bronze medal, and go home, and, it's time for me to turn professional, I can't deal with this amateur boxing anymore.
Yeah, ABER cheats. They're fucking cheats. Simple as that, that's me. I'll never box for ABER again. They're cheating bastards, they're paying everybody. And no, I don't give a fuck. I'm cursing on TV and retaining this here. That's here to win Olympic gold. My dream's been shattered now. But you know what? I have a big career ahead of me. And these ones, they're known for being cheats, and they'll always be cheats. Amateur boxing stinks from the core right to the top.
Josh Taylor retains his titles on a split decision, and I'm looking round at ringside at Carl Frampton, at Barry Jones, at Matt Macklin, at Hannah Rankin, at Johnny Nelson, and everybody, and they cannot believe it. For us, Jack Catterall should be the undisputed champion. Take nothing away from Josh Taylor's effort and his spirit, but for me, Matt and Hannah, that's wrong.
So guys, you got 3 clips there. First one, Floyd Mayweather at the Olympics. Controversial loss. We know that he won that fight quite clearly. Michael Conlan, that was also in the Olympics. And as he said in the interview there, he thinks that amateur boxing stinks of it. And then more recently, back in February 2022, that was the result of Josh Taylor against Jack Catterall, where Josh Taylor got the result, got the decision, and we all know that Jack Catterall won that fight. And actually, if you go back and watch it, I've watched it back about 3 times now, and each time I watch it, Jack Catterall just wins even more convincingly. It's just absolutely shocking. And obviously there are more examples of this, but I didn't want to do a full video of just clips. I wanted to give you my opinion, and then obviously I want to hear your opinions in the comments. Another one more recently as well was Ricky Hatton's lad, Campbell Hatton. I think he fought a Spanish kid. I can't exactly remember now, and I can't remember what the main event was for it. But he lost every round and he still got the decision. Now, did that happen because of corruption, or was it just poor judgment or bias because of who he is? He's Ricky Hatton's lad. And if there is corruption in boxing, why is it taking place and how is it taking place? Do you think that there's money in a brown envelope? Do you think that judges are being bought? Or is it for another reason? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. My personal opinion on this is, I don't know. Obviously, we don't actually know what is going on. But I can totally see why people think, and actually I think myself at times, that there could be corruption in the sport of boxing. Because when you have results like that, you can't even fathom what have those judges seen? What are they seeing that you, as a fan, or other professionals in boxing, are not seeing? Especially that one. If you go back and watch that Josh Taylor Jack Catterall fight, I don't know how anybody can score that fight in favour of Josh Taylor. I really don't. That's taking nothing away from Josh Taylor. I do think that he has let himself down afterwards by saying that he thinks he won the fight. Just be a man, own up and admit that you lost the fight and give the bloke a rematch. However, let's move on from that and let's get to what can be done about this. So it is my opinion that if it's not corruption and it's pure judgment, because of how objective boxing can be, like whether you like a fighter that comes forward or whether you like someone that uses the art of boxing, which is hitting and not getting hit, it's really, really difficult in that sense because everybody's different. Everybody's got different styles of fighting that they like. And I suppose that's why they say, well, that's why you have 3 judges, so it evens it out, etc. But it still doesn't work because there are no clear rules or boundaries on how the fight needs to be judged or scored. So let me give you an example of what I think could help in this sort of situation. So, for example, you could have the round gets won by the fighter who lands the most punches. Whether he's the more aggressive fighter or not, it doesn't matter. If you land more punches, even if you're landing punches on the defensive, on the back foot, and you're using the art of boxing, you still win that round. If there's a knockdown, it stays as it is and you still win the round. But there are no clear rules. It's all objective as to how a particular judge or a particular person sees the fight. And unfortunately, that then can bring in corruption or bias from any particular side. So I think that obviously the rules or something in the sport of boxing needs to change. Maybe take the judges out of that ringside environment where a crowd can sway one way. Just because one fighter looks like he's landed a good punch, but he hasn't really, he's just hit the gloves, but the crowd roars. That can have an effect on judges and commentators. The way commentators speak during a fight, that can have an effect as well on judges. So maybe you have a judge at ringside and 2 judges outside of that environment in a separate room without commentary, without crowd noise, just watching the fight as it is. I don't know. I'm just putting my thoughts out there, and I would be interested to know what your thoughts are, and whether you have a different opinion to me, whether you think that there definitely is corruption in boxing, or whether you think that there isn't corruption in boxing. I definitely question it, most certainly, but obviously I don't know for certain. At times it can look that way, other times it can just look like poor judgment. So the overriding question is, guys, as a fan of boxing, like myself, I don't want any of this controversy. I don't want any of this bias or any corruption in the sport of boxing. I just love boxing, but if a fighter wins, that fighter should get the decision. Because it's unfair, especially in Jack Catterall's case, where you're just having your career and your aspirations robbed from right under your nose. So guys, let me know in the comments. Again, thank you for anybody that's watching my videos. The channel's going well. I've only been going a few weeks. We're already getting up towards 100 subscribers mark. So if you can subscribe, that would be brilliant. Hit that thumbs up and share. And I'm very much appreciative of anybody watching my channel. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.